I had a show that started at 10, right? I'm on my way from my crib. It's about 9:05. I turn on the show, they arguing. I hear the dude say my name and call me a yes man, right? Then I see it getting heated. I pull up to my show. I say, you know what? Fuck that. I'm going to the studio. So I drive from Hollywood to Pasadena, nigga. I wasn't supposed to be there. Hopped the gate. When I pulled up, I blocked the entrance so he couldn't get out.
Ladies and gentlemen, I told you that once I found Craig's response, that I would post it. So without further ado, let's get right into it.
Texas sharpshooter fallacy. That was a great exhibition of a Texas sharpshooter fallacy last night on 5150, done by Antoine. Now, I say in recent history, the greatest exhibition of a Texas sharpshooter fallacy was the Cat Williams interview on Shannon Sharp. What is a Texas sharpshooter fallacy? As I eat this apple. A Texas sharpshooter fallacy is when a person paints a narrative around a situation as their argument, and they frame the narrative, and they take a shot, right? They pose an argument and they frame a narrative around the argument so they can seem accurate. Follow me. Again, Texas sharpshooter fallacy is when somebody poses an argument and they frame a narrative around the argument to make it seem like what they're saying is accurate. All right, look that up so you can follow me. We with you. Okay, so bam. Last night was a cavalcade of illogical fallacy. You had two men who have opposing opinions. Both have justified opinions to feel that whatever way they want to feel. Antoine being a conservative, pushing the narrative.
You got him, Antoine.
He has the right to do it. Corey being who Corey is, being a comedian with a comedic point of view. That's what a lot of people who are political don't understand about a comic. A comic's political point of view is personal. It's not political. So it's a personal point of view based on life experiences, and it's your interpretation of the world through your view. When you have somebody that's political, their worldview is really a microcosm of whatever political party they're subservient to. So that was the dichotomy.
No. I understand what Craig's trying to say and what he's trying to do, but that's not what happened. If you're going to have a debate or talk about social issues, then Corey cannot just use his own personal experience to paint the narrative. Craig's trying to make it seem like they just weren't seeing eye to eye because Corey was thinking about his personal experience and Anton is going the political route. Even if that were true, first of all, it's not true because Corey was just outmatched. He was just outmatched. He doesn't understand how the government works fully as well as Anton does. So normally people just back down. So when he's saying these things that don't really make sense and Anton's giving him pushback and telling him that he's wrong, he was just wrong. I understand what Craig is doing, but Corey was wrong when he was some of the things that he was saying. I'm talking about just on his talking points, not with the whole situation, but on his talking points, he was just wrong. He was wrong with the things that Anton said about the Republican Party being the party for the black people in the beginning. That is true. And the only reason how they got Democrats is because they offered so many women all this welfare and everything. And then the women kicked out all the men. So all these children are being raised to think like their mothers. If their mothers say we're going Democrat because the Democrats are the ones giving us all this money. Not realizing that they're making you subservient to the government in order to live off the government. Now, fast forward, we have all these people living off the government. I'm done talking. Let's get back to it.
The difference. That was the minute difference in the messaging that was coming from both brothers. Corey is speaking his comedic point of view, his comedic point of view versus a political point of view. See, in politics, they always try to make the party's agenda supersede the individuals. If I was on the show, once I sensed that Antoine was speaking in Texas sharpshooter fallacy, I would have ended the show or stopped the conversation, because now I understand that he has an agenda, and his agenda is not based in logic.
But even if he did have an agenda, I'm sorry, guys, even if he did have an agenda, why couldn't Corey just point out and break down his argument how Anton was doing to Corey? If what Craig is saying is correct, then Corey should have been able to pick apart Anton's argument the way Anton picked apart Corey's argument, but he couldn't because he knew because what Anton was saying was correct. Or Corey was just mentally outmatched. And two things can be true at the same time.
In a narrative. You understand what I'm saying? So that's the difference. People who operate and build from a narrative or within a narrative will not allow you to shadow that narrative because that's the only thing they have to anchor themselves in a debate or a conversation. So you have to understand the agenda when you're in these types of situations. So Corey handled himself well because I know Corey, right? Corey is, if any disrespect, he's about that action. You know what I'm saying? So, but when somebody's running a play, you can't just be about that action because if they're running a play, you could actually be carrying out somebody else's agenda by standing on something that's connected to your principles. Because when somebody studies you, they understand your principles and they base the narrative around the triggers that would be markers inside the principles you have. For instance, if you're a Christian or if you don't agree with a homosexual lifestyle, they will say things. It's called a dog whistle in politics. They will say things that trigger you and evoke a response that makes it seems like you're being emotional. That's why Antoine started being very direct and started being very accusational because he was trying to trigger Corey.
No. Damn, I like Craig, but he's just wrong on this. He wasn't the only reason why he started doing that, and Corey got triggered because of what Anton said. Anton wasn't trying to trigger him on purpose. He got triggered from Anton coming back and giving Corey the same exact energy. If Anton is going to say, you kiss the ass of white men, was Corey trying to trigger Anton? Because he started with it. He started with the slick talking. If he's gonna say that, if Corey says, Anton, you are kissing the ass of white men, is Anton wrong for replying back and give him the same energy by saying you're sucking the peen of black men? I don't understand what Craig is trying to say at this point. I just don't get it.
Worked for a bit, but Corey caught himself and handled himself like a G. I hope they can get back together and do it more, because at the end of the day, what we need in our community is not niggas that want to be right. We need niggas that want to push an intellectual agenda that furthers the common consciousness of everybody black. Do your research on most cult leaders or most dictators or most people who rose to power and did some absolutely heinous things. These are people who willed their way into that position and dealt with a lot of rejection. So when you're dealing with somebody that has an agenda, they will sacrifice the greater good of themselves. So one day they can position themselves to be able to tell you what to do and run your life. I'm telling you, you can't stop you can't just come with the buster bitch nigga talk, hoe nigga talk, rat, coon talk. You have to understand what's going on completely, even if it don't match how you feel. If somebody is dealing in narratives and speaking in fallacy, they're trying to evoke emotion to make you seem hypocritical and control people's view of you. But it ain't over though. I hope it ain't over. Man, look, man, it's so many great things that come from niggas putting their differences to the side and saying, okay, nigga, all right, let's do what we gotta do. Now let's get back to the agenda. I already know Corey's thing is helping black people, helping black women and young men see the light. I don't know much about Antoine, but he says some things. I mean, we need that type of niggas shouldn't be scared of a little bit of conflict. You know what I'm saying? Come on, man. That's what this shit is about. Every movement has conflicts, man. But respectfully, nigga, it's like, at the end of the day, two niggas standing on business, they stand on business. It is what it is. Now, I was all the way at station 1640 in Hollywood. Look up station 1640 in Hollywood. I had a show that started at 10, right? I'm on my way from my crib. It's about 9:05. I turn on the show, they arguing. I hear the dude say my name and call called me a yes man, right? Then I see it getting heated. I pull up to my show. I say, you know what? Fuck that. I'm going to the studio. So I drive from Hollywood to Pasadena, nigga. I wasn't supposed to be there. Hopped the gate. When I pulled up, I blocked the entrance so he couldn't get out. I hopped the gate, but he was already gone. He was already out of there. So I pulled up, had a couple homies tucked in the corner, waiting on that action boss. I pulled up, you know what I'm saying? What's up, man line? And then I got my ass back to my show. See, let me tell you something, man, about this comedy game, man. I'm a comedian. I got my own career. I push my own line. I got things I want to accomplish for me and my family that have nothing to do with 5150. I'm a part of 5150. I'm a diehard 5150 guy. But when I heard Antoine attacking the brand, I didn't appreciate that, man. We talking about a legend in Corey Holcomb that sacrificed a lot and experiences a lot of controversy for having the heart to speak how he feels regardless of what people think about it. You know what I'm saying? So when that nigga said I was just happy to be here, I laughed because look, I'm a comedian. Anybody that really do comedy know Corey Holcomb is one of them niggas. It's an honor to do 5150. I'm not on 5150 to make it my show, nigga. That's Corey's show, nigga. I'm there to be a compliment, you weird ass nigga. But I love to debate you. I love to debate you. You got to play your position on whatever team you on. It's called alignment, exactly. You can't be out of alignment and call yourself a man. It don't work like that. I got my own ship I'm building right here. I got my own studio I'm sitting in right the fuck now, nigga. I ain't no status-driven nigga where I feel like I got to step in every situation and make it my shit and dominate. That's some whole shit to me. I mean, but, you know, I pulled up because I wanted to have that conversation face to face. And I had never really heard of dude. I seen him online and shit here and there, but I really don't follow dude like that. I didn't know what he was on. When Corey said he was gonna have him on the show, I didn't know. I didn't know nothing about the dude. We don't got nothing in common. You know what I'm saying? But he wants to smoke, he can get it. I want the debate. Come on, KRAIG Facts, man. I'll kill you off. Yeah, man, we gotta understand, man, when something is agenda-based and something is based in illogic, you gain nothing from giving that attention as far as your emotion is concerned. Once somebody is speaking illogic, you gotta let them have that. The hardest thing is for us to just let it go. You know what I'm saying? Because it triggers us. People who ain't on shit know how to trigger people in order to gain their attention.
Guys, I'm gonna end it right there. I'll end it by saying this. I would pay to see Anton Daniels and KRAIG go at it. But like I said in my last video, KRAIG is more articulate, so I think he will handle himself better than Corey Holcomb would against Anton Daniels. That's just my opinion. I'm not calling Corey stupid or dumb at all. I'm just saying that KRAIG is just more well-rounded, and I think he would be better suited to go against or to debate an Anton Daniels. But guys, that's it for today's video. If you haven't already done so, hit that like button. I would greatly appreciate it. I really would. If you want if you haven't seen the first video, click this one, or you can click this one on the right with Anton responding to whatever's going on. I'm waiting for Corey's response to see what he's gonna say. He's probably gonna start on the next show. I'll probably cover that too. That's it, and I'll see you on another one.